voice of Indonesia.
Well, listeners and viewers of Voice of Indonesia, today here in our studio we have Romanian Ambassador to Indonesia, His Excellency Dan Adrian Bălănescu. This is an interview on the occasion of Romanian National Day, December the 1st, 2023. How are you, Your Excellency?
Oh, thank you very well. Thank you very much for this invitation. I'm very glad to be here.
Congratulations for the National Day.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, is there any special commemoration you have during this National Day?
Yeah, of course. So the National Day on the 1st of December, we have celebrated this year 105 years since the Great Union of Romania, and this means the unification of Transylvania and other historical provinces with Romania. The country was called Romania at that point. And this practically fulfills a long-standing dream of our nation, the unification of all Romanian provinces. It was done in the city of Alba Iulia by the unanimous vote of the Great National Assembly. Nowadays, of course, people celebrate in different ways. For instance, some participate to the public celebrations, like military parades, fairs, or other activities like this. Others celebrate at home. They have some festive lunch or festive dinner. Other people just take the opportunity of these 3 days and go on a short holiday with their families, or just simply discuss about the significance of this day, the historical significance with their children, between themselves, and generally Romanians respect the solemnity of this day. Display national flags and so on.
Yes. So this is the Romanians, the people in Romania celebrates this National Day. But how about here in Jakarta, in the embassy especially? Do we have a special celebration for this?
Yes, we have a special event for the Romanians living in Indonesia. We have invited them. They came from different regions of Indonesia, from Jakarta, of course, most of them, from Java in general. We have a small community in Yogyakarta, for example. Romanians from Bali came. Also, some came from Medan, from Bandung, and so on. We had about 50 Romanians who came to this celebration organized by the embassy, but of course the number is bigger. Not all of them could come. And except for those who came to our invitation, as far as we know, Romanians gather together where they live, especially if the number is quite significant, like in Bali, because the largest Romanian community lives in Bali.
How many?
Well, maybe 100.
100.
And I'm talking about the resident ones, of course, not about the tourists. Maybe 100 in Bali, or a little more than 100, and maybe up to 100 in Jakarta. These are the two biggest communities. And except in Indonesia, Bali and Jakarta. And except for those, we have smaller number in, as I mentioned, Bandung, in Yogyakarta, Medan, yeah.
And what do they do mostly here in Indonesia? Students, business people?
Mostly they are business people in the tourism sector. Okay. Like they have villas, for example, that they rent, or they have restaurants.
Okay. Yes, Your Excellency. So since Indonesia and Romania has established their relationships starting from 70 years ago, so the Indonesian government hopes that Romania will become an alternative with import partners, as we know that there is a problem with these products in the international market. It's quite hard to get this. So how does the Romanian government respond to these expectations?
Yeah, you're right. We've been having diplomatic relations for 73 years now. Our relations are very good. We have a very active political dialogue with quite frequent contacts. Of course, the geographical distance is an obstacle in having even more contacts, but still, the dialogue is very good. And for example, we have a very good cooperation in international organizations,
Yes.
where we support each other.
Yes.
You mentioned trade and economy. There also things are going well. We have a steady increase in the bilateral trade. The figures are still not as big as we would hope for, but they are gradually increasing.
Yes.
And we as an embassy are doing what we can to support companies and businesses from Romania and from Indonesia who would like to make business with each other.
Based on my notes, there was 158.9 million US dollars trade balance in 2022. Maybe you have data for the 2023?
Yeah, of course the year is still ongoing, but probably we will surpass the threshold of $200 million,
200
which
million.
is a very good one. And the important thing is to have the ascending trend. I mean, to increase the bilateral exchanges. And so far we have it. Both Indonesia and Romania have an economic growth. So the premises are there for our bilateral trade to increase.
Okay, so what sort of sectors do you think have good potential to be increase in next years?
Yeah. Romania exports mostly industrial products like chemical products or metallic products. We also export services like IT services and agricultural products, especially wheat. As from Indonesia, as far as I know, the main export product is rubber, followed by palm oil and, but not only, also textiles, industrial products, metallic products, because in the trade the categories are quite generally formulated. Metal products, chemical products, things like that.
Yes, and we know Indonesia is also making Romania as a trade hub, for the Balkans and Eastern Europe, with an MOU between the port authorities of the two countries. So how Your Excellency find the progress of this MOU?
Yeah, that's true. Romania is gradually becoming a trading center for Indonesian products to Eastern and Southeastern Europe. And this is because our geographical position in the southeast of Europe, and due to the fact that we are quite an important economy in the region. And you're right, in February 2020, PT Pelindo and Constanța Port Authority concluding an MOU, that is a Memorandum of Understanding, which is also contributing to the development of our bilateral trade and to our position becoming a hub for Indonesian exports in the region.
Okay, so if the two countries already have MOUs on the ports sectors, or just say ship sectors, what about in the flight? Is there any possibility for the two countries to have, just say, direct flight from Jakarta? Considering the distance, right?
Yeah. Probably here it's a long way until we can have a direct flight. And why not? Maybe sometime in the future Garuda can include Bucharest on its destinations. But so far we have to use indirect flights, other companies who fly both to Bucharest and to Jakarta. And there are a number of those. But yes, why not? I hope that in time, as our cooperation increases and exchanges of people increases, Garuda can consider including Bucharest among its destinations. But this has to have a base in reality. Yeah. I mean, many people coming, not only from Romania, but also from neighboring countries.
Yes.
So just like Constanța became a hub, the port of Constanța for Indonesian exports, Bucharest, why not, in the future, can become a hub for international travelers coming from neighboring countries.
Yeah, as you know, Your Excellency, that there are many Indonesians starting after the pandemic. I think the numbers is increasing from time to time. People of Indonesia traveling to Europe and also Eastern Europe, including Romania, of course.
Yeah. So yes, that would be a very good development, but probably on medium term, not on short term. I cannot see on short term.
See. We already talked about the trade, trade sectors cooperation between the two countries. So, how do you find in the cooperation in the field of education, cultural exchange, and also tourism?
Yeah. It's very good the cooperation in these fields. For example, education. We are offering annually a number of scholarships to Indonesian students, both from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and from the Ministry of Entrepreneurship. And the number of candidacies are quite big. We receive thousands of candidatures from Indonesian students, And we offer, tens of scholarships. We hope to increase them towards 100, but still it's tens of scholarships we offer annually, which are very successful. Okay. And we have many Indonesian students studying in different universities in Romania. Except for that, we have a cooperation between universities. We have just concluded the partnership agreement between the University of Udayana in Bali and the University of Pitești in Romania. And there is an ongoing negotiation between the two defense universities from Romania and from Indonesia. In the field of culture, we plan for next year cultural exchanges between the province of Bali and the county of Argeș in Romania. The two sides are currently negotiating a partnership agreement, which we hope to be concluded early next year, so that we can put it into practice.
Okay. What sort of cultural exchange? Is it a cultural visit, performance, for example, from Bali?
Exactly.
To
exactly. We hope to have performance from Bali to show it in Argeș, in Romania, and then Argeș will respond with their own performances coming to Bali. This could be music, this could be dances, maybe painting exhibition and so on. So there are many possibilities.
It should be next year.
It should be next year.
And the visit to Jakarta will be there? Any visit to Jakarta, the musical groups? Or
could be. We have some project in mind, but still are not concrete. We don't have all the elements, but we also have some ideas for Jakarta.
Here in the Voice of Indonesia, just say during December this year, we already have 3 or 4 performances from different countries, including France, and they play here in our gallery, and they have good music, and we expected that one will become from Romania next year.
Yes, we're trying, and we hope.
Yes.
And tourism, of course, currently we have more Romanian tourists coming to Indonesia, especially to Bali, than from Indonesia to Romania. But I would like to take this opportunity to invite your listeners to come to Romania, to visit Romania, because it's a very beautiful country.
I will visit one day.
Okay, so you can see the famous Bran Castle, better known as Dracula Castle, which is in Transylvania. Or we have very beautiful mountain resorts like Sinaia and Poiana Brașov. We have very beautiful Transylvania cities like Brașov, Sibiu, Cluj, and others. And we also have the Danube Delta, which is a very nice region with water, forest, fish, and this kind of natural resources.
Yes, as you know, Your Excellency, Voice of Indonesia also has quite a few listeners in Romania, and even one or two of them already visited Jakarta, Indonesia, based on our invitation, because they were winners of our international quiz. So, through this program, so what do you want to say to the Romanians, people, especially just say students or business people, about Indonesia? Please.
First of all, I'm very glad to hear that you have listeners also in Romania. If they are listening to this radio, probably they know already lots of things about Indonesia. I can only say that I was impressed by the places I saw, by the diversity of your country. I have visited the major islands, Java, of course, Kalimantan, Sumatra, Sulawesi, Papua, and everywhere I was impressed by the traditions, by the cuisine, by the dances, music, and so on. So what I would like to say is that Indonesia is worth visiting, not only Bali, because Bali is quite well known already, but other places in Indonesia are very beautiful. And Indonesia as such is really worth visiting.
So, can you say in one word your impressions about Indonesia in one word, Your Excellency? What do you say?
Spectacular.
Spectacular. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, listeners, that was my beautiful conversation with the Romanian ambassador to Indonesia, His Excellency Don Adrian Bălănescu. This is based on the Romanian National Day, which was celebrated every December the 1st. Your Excellency, thank you very much for your time and your visit to our studio.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your invitation.
Voice of Indonesia.